Hi everyone, thanks for watching Access Hockey MI. Today we're going to talk about Swedish guys and a German. We're talking about...
Sounds like a restaurant.
They're all... or a joke, like three
really
Swedes and a German
joke.
walk into a bar.
That's it, that's the joke.
I'm not in the bar, so I don't know what
happens.
Sorry.
That's good.
So, main thing that's in common with all of these guys is, of course, they're all Red Wings draft picks, and secondly would be that they're all in the Swedish league, which is where all that comes from.
A really bad joke.
That's the intro, okay? So we're going to talk about 4 guys who are really sticking out right now in the SHL for scoring and for just being great players that are in the Red Wings prospect line to play in the NHL in the future. So we're going to talk about them today. So that would be Jonatan Berggren, Albert Johansson, Lucas Raymond, and Moritz Seider.
All names that we have mentioned before. I will link all the videos because we've talked about every single one of these guys individually.
Because they're all great.
Several times. So this is with the premise that these are U20s and all of the stats we give you are going to be among the U20s. We're not considering anyone over 20 in this particular video, just so you know.
Do you have it understood?
As long as we've got that out of the way. So that being said, with all of these guys, we're going to dive into a little bit of their point production, their style, what that means for Detroit. First and foremost is going to be Jonatan Berggren. He is unsigned, drafted in 2018, 33rd overall. The kid's got 40 points in 44 games played right now.
At this time.
At this time.
At the
time of recording. So all of these guys are among the top scorers of the U20s in the SHL, which is why we're bringing it to your attention. But Berggren, we have talked about him before. He's kind of a high skill player. He's not a super physical guy. He's getting there. But obviously...
I feel like that's a Swedish... a form of Swedish play as far as like they're not super physical, but they're going to be high skill.
Very strategic.
Very
in how they play
shoots
the
a lot, clearly, in the
Yes.
40 points and as many games, basically.
Exactly, yeah. And that's super encouraging for Detroit and Red Wings prospects in general. It shows a lot of, I guess, competition over in Sweden anyway, because they've been playing a lot longer than we have over here for this last season.
Right.
But they've been able to get that consistent development, and Berggren has made the most of his time. The kid's packing on tons and tons of minutes, which is obviously why he's getting a lot of points, but he doesn't waste an opportunity, which shows that he has progressed mentally as well. He's not shying away from those chances and getting the puck in the net, which for Detroit is what we need right now.
And
I'm
guessing the only reason he's unsigned is because of all the moving pieces going on. And this is not really a season to be signing the prospects because it is such a conjunctured?
Condensed.
I don't know. It's such a
word.
Shorter season, of course, and there's a lot of uncertainty. So
he needs he's physically probably needs
and they
more
have time. They don't have to get to this kid because 2018. I mean, 3 years I guess ago, but still at the same time he is still progressing. He's still doing a lot of things, and if he can be there and work hard, and if he can play a lot of minutes, that's the important thing. And we've said that many times. Is all these guys, they're getting play time, which they might not be getting if they were in Detroit or Grand Rapids. So it's just great to have them playing, and especially, we love the Swedish League, especially in leagues with such high skill. So another one would be Albert Johansson. He's a defenseman, and he actually does have an entry-level contract. He would have started in either Grand Rapids or Detroit this season had it not been for the kind of season it is. So he is with the Swedish League as well. 18 points in 38 games played. So for a defenseman, that's super great, and that just shows that he's not super physical. He's going to be, or he is more physical than
Berggren.
Of course, Berggren is, but as a defenseman, that's kind of expected anyways. So just a solid D guy, and he was 60th overall in 2019.
So he's a younger one, and the fact that he actually was signed to an ELC before Berggren, and he's a later draft, so a later year, that's pretty interesting to me, because I think Detroit, they need to fill those D slots.
I was just going to say, but we need Ds. We need everything, but we do need Ds.
Yeah, and that's worth mentioning too. It's not for a lack of production or performance on part of Berggren. It's just we need D more than anything right now, and consistent goaltending, but these are just slots in the future they're trying to fill a little bit more quickly. Yeah. So with Johansson, he's obviously a producer for a defenseman, but he does have a little bit of grit, which is nice. I don't think he's reckless at all. He's not a goon, I guess, which would I mean, we need a little
I don't really think that we in Detroit have had a D that fits that description.
No.
As of recently at least. So, and I think right now Gustav Lindstrom is getting the most of a look right now as far as drafted defenseman from Sweden. So I think that's, and he's getting quite a lot of looks. He's in Grand Rapids most of the time, but he is assigned to the taxi squad every so often. So
he's been getting that Detroit ice time.
Yeah, so I think that might be a reason why they were waiting a little bit on Johansson. Give him some time to keep developing, like we've said before. and just keep that going.
And at his age, he needs that time too. So I'm looking forward to hopefully next season he gets pulled over. We'll see how everything goes, but his entry level should be starting hopefully this coming season.
Yeah.
Next up is a fan favorite, Lucas Raymond.
The most recent of our draft picks.
Most recent, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, his production, he's still in the top sector for the U20s right now. He has 18 points in 34 games played, but a lot of that is because he's been sidelined with injuries a lot this season. Right now, he's listed as being on injury till tentatively the end of this month, March. So it's not, again, his production would be higher, I think, if he had not had the injury. Right now it's an elbow. I think previously it was like a shoulder or something.
Yeah.
So he's going through, he is a smaller
Work those all out, you know?
Yeah. Work out all
this.
Piece your body back together so you can
and then come
here
and give us everything.
Exactly. We'll piece you back together real nice.
It'll be great.
But he is a smaller guy, and we did talk about it in our previous video. He is a very good producing character. However, he does need to get a little meatier, and so with all these injuries sidelining him, it's kind of putting that on the back burner a little bit. But I think given another full season over there, he's going to be in fine shape.
Yeah, and not surprising, he's not signed right now. That would probably be because he's still just developing, and there's no rush. Again, there's just no rush right now to be signing guys. The point of this is really to show how much we have coming down the line,
right?
And how encouraging it is to see all of these people who are giving their best and giving their all and showing it with points and with just production, and seeing that coming in the future is going to be very exciting. So to have these guys keep developing is going to be the best thing. So another, just a favorite of ours would have to be Moritz Seider. And
this is the German that was involved in the joke at the beginning.
And the bar that we're not in, you know.
Let us know what happens.
So Moritz Seider, of course, he's not Swedish, but he's in the Swedish league. So you don't have to be Swedish to be in the Swedish league. You're just playing.
Ridiculous.
You guys get it. You know. I'm just saying. He was drafted in 2019, 6th overall. He is signed, of course, with us. He's doing 26 points in around 36 games played, which is fantastic for a defenseman, and he has been on loan. So even with all the moving around, even with he had a brief injury as well, he's back. He's doing as good as ever, and that's just a testament to Seider as a player. And I think he, of all these guys, is going to be the one signed and in Detroit quicker than any of the other guys. He's the full package, and anyone who says he's not is not telling the truth. So
they're just jealous we got him and they didn't.
He's the bench. So we always talk about offensive defensemen, but the key in a defensive position is that you're a very good defenseman that also produces in the offense. So unlike some other defensemen that we've got in the lineup who want to be forwards when they're defensemen.
We're not going to name names.
Chalowski. Seider's very focused on being a defenseman, but he can also contribute in a lot of big ways. He's great at keeping the puck in the zone. He's great at making plays. He's great at getting deep, but also getting back to his position. He's the full. His
highlights
package.
This season have been just pure gold to watch. There was actually one, just brief segue, where Elmer Soderblom, another one of our prospects, they were playing against each other. Nice friendly competition, and Soderblom went to go check Seider. Seider stood there, and Soderblom, who's 6'7", just fell right over. It was hilarious. But that just goes to show, Seider knows how to carry his body. Yeah. He knows how to take an impact. But like Janae said, he can produce as well, and he is the full package. I think in the future, he's going to be the defenseman that current Red Wings defensemen who their contracts are coming up are going to need to really watch out for, because if they want to maintain that position, they have to be better than him. And right now, he just keeps getting better.
Well, having a player like any of these guys on your team is going to be very encouraging, because they're all going to push each other to be as good as each other is. And I think friendly competition within a team is very important, because you want to help the team along, but you also want to not be overlooked. And to not be overlooked, you have to do as good as your teammates.
You have to be exceptional.
And I think all of these guys have that kind of a character. And I do like, as far as the Red Wings drafting goes, I do like their focus on these guys and focus on, and it shows in their development and in how they produce, that they're good, solid players that I'm excited to see kind of come up and down the pipeline. So that's what we think about those four guys, at least. And again, we wanted to highlight them because they're in the top.
They're in the top U20 scorers.
Yes, that's what they are.
For the SHL.
Yeah, so again, we didn't focus on, the guys who have been in it longer, who are over 20, all that stuff. So this is just focusing on four of the guys that we have currently in the pipeline for the Red Wings. Let us know which of these guys is your favorite, and if we missed one that you really like and you want us to talk about, let us know in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. Let us know what happens with these guys in the bar. See you guys next time.